Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are still here at PlayStation Experience. Hello to everyone in the crowd, and hello to everyone at home. I'm joined by some hard-hatted gentlemen. Hello, sirs.
Hello.
Good to see you guys. We have Dylan and Ryuhei
Hi.
from Q Games and one of my coworkers, respectively,
studio.
who I've never actually met before. I'm so sorry.
Great to meet you today.
Nice to see you guys. Thanks for joining us. It's so late, but I appreciate it.
That's
We're
fine.
here to talk about the Tomorrow Children on PS4.
Yes.
This one, I get it, but I feel like some people might have a hard time wrapping their mind around it. So maybe, Dylan, can you talk us through a little bit about the vision of Tomorrow Children?
Okay, well, I wanted to make a game which had a very strong sort of Cold War sort of background to it, and I was looking for like styles and types of games, and I thought, well, let's just reinvent the timeline. So in the 60s, the Russians did an experiment. It went badly wrong. The human race is like melted into this white void that you see in the stage.
Okay.
So that whole white ground is like the sort of molten humanity.
Molten humanity.
Yeah, molten humanity.
It's got way darker, way faster than I was anticipating, man. All right.
And
I'm ready.
and then fast forward that 100 years, and the scientists have been trying to rebuild the human race, and they've created this what we call a projection clone, and that's who you are. So the clones are all the players, basically, and you can go out into the world, and you're trying to restore the human race to its like former glory in a way.
Nice, lighthearted background. But
Pretty dark.
But even though I joke, but at the same time, you guys kind of fuse this very grim reality with a bit. There's a bit of charm to it. There's sort of a kind of, I don't know, almost a childlike quality about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a parody, so there's a lot of humor in the game.
Thank God.
Yes, exactly.
Because molten humanity really freaked me out,
Yes,
man.
exactly,
I have a
exactly.
nightmare about that this evening. But talk about gameplay, though, because obviously this is coming to PS4. I think we might have a demo as well, which we can switch to in a little
Yes,
bit.
exactly.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about the moment-to-moment that players are going to experience here.
So you start off in a town, and the town is what you can basically freely make the town by collaborating with your other friends or with other people. It's an online game, so it's not an offline game. And in one town, there's like 30 or 40 people, and you can get on the bus, and you can get a bus to these islands that form in the void, and then you kind of dig and collect resources or discover treasure or adventure. Basically, you basically adventure in the islands. They're like dungeons, I suppose, in a way, if you think of a regular game.
Island dungeon.
And then you come back to the town, and you use all those collected resources that all of you have collected to build up the town and make it even better, and add more features to it and expand it out.
Awesome.
So it's got that kind of like a city building element to it too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But all the while, there are giant monsters attacking you all the time.
Right.
Dylan, you did not make this easy for us, did you? Molten humanity, giant monsters. But this is awesome because I don't know what it is in the video gaming community. We all love collecting resources.
Yes.
I feel like it's just inherent in video game DNA.
Yes.
How does that factor into your gameplay then? Like, what is that element like?
Basically, the entire landscape is deformable, which means, or destructible. So you grab a pickaxe or something, and you go and dig into the landscape and try and find treasure and resources and things like that. And it's just, as you say, it's a very natural feeling, and it's kind of fun, and you kind of get really addicted to this kind of loop of digging and discovering, making your own tunnels, and
But the thing is, the more you expand the town, there's more stuff to attack for the monsters.
Yes, yeah.
You kind of have to like defend it more. So that's the whole fun.
So how does the player go about time management with this stuff then? Like, how do you devote? Because are you spending most of your time out collecting resources and maybe only a little bit town building, or do you leave that up to the player?
We leave it up to the player. Okay. So it's a sandbox. So the player can do whatever he wants to do in the game, but we kind of rely on like common consensus. So say there's 40 people in your town, we kind of rely on the fact that most people will be doing the right thing. And the people who are just doing whatever they want to do, it's fine, you can do it. And,
then
and it works. It all works, yeah.
So it's all about the contribution to society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're contributing to your society. Yeah.
So how do you guys build the multiplayer component then? Because it is an online game.
Yes.
But you make it sound almost like it's designed to be seamless. It kind of is just it's occurring around you.
Yeah. Well, one thing we've done, which is quite a break apart from other online games, is that you don't see the other players all the time. You only see them when they do actions or perform things, or or dig
okay.
holes, or do things like that. And I think that really makes a difference, because in a normal online game, you get a lot of stress from other players always being around you all the time. In this, you're kind of by yourself. You can kind of do whatever you want to do without any kind of peer pressure. And then when you start interacting with things, then you start seeing other people interacting, and you kind of get this really nice sense of society, like a society that's forming around you.
So how are you able to plan for the deviants, the players that are trying to wreck stuff or cause trouble for other people? And does that contribute to the fun? Is that kind of part of the challenge?
Yeah. It can be annoying sometimes, but
it can be annoying sometimes.
Yeah, there are ways around it, though. So you can actually put traps down for the bad players. And a little bit of spy versus spy kind of thing. You know, you put down these traps around the town, you know, and then when they do bad things and they don't realize there's a trap there, and they see it as a different object. So they might see it as like a cube or something, and then they walk over it and they get thrown into a cage, and they can't get out of the cage for like 3 minutes. Actually, they can bribe their way out of the cage.
If you've done some good to other people, they'll help you, obviously. But
you guys thought it all out.
There's a lot.
Bribe your way out of the cage.
It's a very solid world, you know.
So yeah, how much of your time is spent thinking about those minutia, like figuring out, oh, you know what? If somebody's going to be a big jerk face in the world, we need to do this. Oh, and if they do that, that means they need to bribe their way out. I mean, how much time in the studios is spent world building?
Lots, yeah.
Perfect.
Basically, yeah. I mean, we concentrate on that daily, basically. So we do these very long, intense play tests in the office amongst the development staff, almost daily. And then we kind of look at the problems that come up and then try and fix them immediately, or try and find a clean solution so everybody's enjoying it. So you don't get like, it's a very difficult balance. You know, you want a little bit of griefing, but not too much. So we're definitely trying to find the line. And if you're in a town where people are being really annoying, you can just go to another town.
Perfect.
So, they
like
can't,
real life.
Yeah, they can't chase after you. So yeah, you can just you can just go and live in
this
another
guy
town.
moves with
you
from
don't want
town to
that.
town. All right, that won't happen. So how do you guys approach the when you are dealing with kind of I don't want to call it an abstract game, but it has a lot going on. There's a lot for a player to wrap their mind around. How do you as developers introduce those concepts and also kind of ease the player into the world that you've created?
Well, initially we have a tutorial.
Easy enough.
Yeah, which it's not on the show floor here because we want to make it a shorter experience.
Sure.
Yeah, there's a tutorial which actually teaches you the few basics. But then during the game, there's a lot of learning by example, because you see other players doing things. And so you think, oh, well, how do I do that? And then you kind of learn by looking and trying to work out how to do that.
Is there a way for other players to communicate, or have you guys not decided on that yet?
There are ways you can communicate using gestures right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So it's non-verbal. That's the fun of it. You try to communicate something.
Try and figure it out.
Yeah.
I hope there's no vulgar gestures.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Wait,
there aren't. There's no secret mode.
Okay.
But there's also a whistle you can blow as well.
Okay.
And when you blow the whistle, the other players see you blowing the whistle, so you can try and lead players to a location.
I thought you were about to say, and then the monsters come and just scoop you into the molten humanity.
Yeah, the monsters do notice you if you shoot at them, and then they do come and destroy your town. So you have to watch out for that.
So why don't we switch to a demo?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Ready.
We don't want to watch more B-rolls.
We've been going for a while. I don't know if we're able to get the demo up on the screen for the folks in the stage.
I think Miguel's ready.
Oh,
right. Here we go.
Thank goodness.
Miguel, are you ready? Are you ready? Yeah.
There we go. That's a gesture.
Dylan, well done. Ryuhei, good job.
Yeah, exactly. Nice switch. Oh, so she's got a jetpack there. So she's showing that's the current. So this is a town that during PSX people have been building downstairs.
Oh, it looks so nice.
Yeah, so we have 4 kiosks, and we actually thought it looked too nice, so we kind of messed it up a bit for the demo.
Dylan.
They were so neat and tidy.
He's all about that.
Why can't you let us be neat and tidy? We have our beanbag chairs. We have our neat and tidy towns.
Exactly.
Tomorrow children.
So basically, all those buildings have been placed by the other players, and you can move them around as well. And you see there's a giant monster in the background. Yeah.
Yes.
He's firing a missile at the. Oh, maybe we can knock him out. Let's go.
So he's actually using a high-end tool, which you can only acquire if you're really experienced or if you've played enough of the game. So that's a huge difference between when you first start out. You only have a certain selection of tools. The more you play, the more experience you get. and the choice becomes
We're gonna-
wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're coming down to take a look at this monster now.
Yep.
He is a bit scary, actually. So let's see if Miguel can kill him.
Is this one already?
That's one that's dead.
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
So,
I was about
yeah.
to be like, this looks really dangerous.
Yeah,
you
yes,
know?
exactly. So the white void, you know, you can't basically walk on the white void in between the towns. It'll be hard around the towns or hard around an island.
But then it
becomes deep and you can't walk in it.
Well, that didn't seem so bad.
Oh,
He
there
took
you
a
go, knocked him
monster
out.
Down. Let's give a round of applause for killing this giant monster that was, you know, just
Well done,
threatening.
Miguel.
Weakest applause for a
One
monster
shot
killing
kill.
ever.
That was too easy.
Yeah.
He was using a
One-shot
really
kill.
badass tool.
So now he's using another badass tool to build these platforms across. So there's definitely different grades, you know, of tools. So he's using a chainsaw there to cut into the scenery.
Oh,
So one thing that's very nice about our engine is that we can just dig into the scenery like this in any way. So it's not blocky. It's like very defined.
Right. This is the corpse of the giant monster
It
that
is,
we are
and it
standing
has
on.
and it has
And
treasure
he's
in it.
digging into it for treasure.
Yes, yeah.
All right. We're going to have to wrap this up soon because I'm getting real depressed.
yeah.
It's charming and depressing at the
Charming
same time.
depressing. It is a little sad, but then again,
No, it's awesome. I'm like totally hooked already. I want to just build a town now. What haven't we covered that before we wrap up that you guys want to talk about here for the Tomorrow Children?
well, basically, we have the beta test next month, and that's on the 23rd, and you can
January
sign up.
23rd?
January 23rd,
Perfect.
yeah. And you can also join in on the other. We have one in each territory, but you can actually join in all of them. So the Japanese one starts on the 21st.
Yeah. So all
And
the
so if you
dates.
wait-
All the dates will be posted on the blog, PlayStation blog. So
That's our site.
yeah.
Exactly,
perfect,
yeah.
Do
If you-
check it out, post it.
You're like, please post it, Ryan, so that I can direct all these
Please,
people.
Yeah.
And if you come down to see our booth at PSX, there's a little scanning machine, and if you register to that, your email will be automatically be put into the beta test.
Great. You make it nice and easy for us.
Exactly.
And you look good doing it with the red hats. Dylan, Ryuhei, thank you guys so
Thank
much
you.
for being
Thank you
here.
for your time.
And thank you everyone for watching at home.
PlayStation